let's learn about Overwatch. Overwatch multimedia franchise? All right, the basics. Overwatch is a multimedia franchise. What? Multimedia franchise is a collection of related media in which several derivative works have been produced. Okay. I always thought it was a first-person shooter video game, but here we go. Oh, it's centered on a series of online multiplayer first-person shooter FPS video games developed by Blizzard Entertainment. Overwatch released in 2016, and Overwatch 1.5 released in 2022, otherwise known as Overwatch 2. The game features hero-based combat between two teams of players vying for objectives, and it has your traditional free-for-all style games. Currently, there are 35 heroes you can choose from. Instead of having a story built into the game like a campaign, they released story videos. And in paragraph 2, I'm notified that there was a lot of fan-produced pornographic content. Damn. Apparently that's so important that it requires it to be a paragraph 2 cited detail. A quick overview of the story. 30 years into the future, there was the Omnic Crisis. Many AI and robots that originally helped humans got pissed off and started killing humans. To respond to the threat, the United Nations formed Overwatch, a special task force of super soldiers and scientists. The crisis comes to an end. After a few decades of peace, Overwatch had accusations of corrupt behavior. The band breaks up and Overwatch is shut down. 30 years after the Omnic Crisis and 60 years after now, the world is starting to suck. Fighting is happening. Heroism is fading away. There are gangs. Big corporations are taking over the land. And a second Omnic Crisis in Russia is happening. And that's where Overwatch takes place. The developer of Overwatch, I'm sure everyone knows, is Blizzard Entertainment. They're based in Irvine, California, and they are a child of Activision Blizzard. Well, adopted child, I guess. Blizzard Entertainment was originally called Silicon and Synapse, and they made games like Rock and Roll Racing, The Lost Vikings, Warcraft, Starcraft, etc. Honestly, Rock and Roll Racing is one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game. I miss that game. Here's a timeline of their released games. Some of my favorites include Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, Diablo, Starcraft, Diablo 2, Starcraft 2, Diablo 3, Hearthstone, Warcraft. Blizzard Entertainment has a company structure with 5 separate teams. Team 1 manages Starcraft and Heroes of the Storm. Team 2 is the World of Warcraft team. Team 3 is Diablo. Team 4 is Overwatch. And Team 5 is the little games like Hearthstone, which I think prints more money than God. Unfortunately, over the last decade and change, Blizzard has been involved with some controversies. It's honestly kind of depressing to read about. If you want to learn more, feel free to do so. But this video is about the game Overwatch, not about the developer. So I am going to move on. Blizzard Entertainment is also the publisher, which big news about that. Blizzard games are now coming to Steam. As of the time of this video, it'll be on Steam in a couple weeks. Back to Overwatch. Overwatch had its development origins rooted in a Blizzard project called Titan. We don't know much about Titan other than that they identified it as a class-based MMO where characters had initial abilities that they were given with a skill tree, and because the skills were so varied that the game led to overpowered combinations, and it was described as very cluttered and confused in the end game. So Titan was canceled because they couldn't balance the game, it sounds like. So they scrapped the game in 2013. A year later, 40 members of the team that was on the Titan project, including Jeff Kaplan, used the develop assets to craft a new game which was called Overwatch. The group included Chris Metzen as well. Wow. And Metzen said that due to the recent failure of Titan, the group was also sad. They had poor morale. They created a prototype, it was successful, and everybody got happy again. Apparently, Tracer was one of the skins you could have for the quote-unquote jumper class in Titan. Going over the team, we had Jeff Kaplan, the legend right there. He was the lead director. We had Michael Chu, who was the lead writer, and Scott Mercer, he was the principal game designer. Kaplan unfortunately departed from Blizzard in April 2021. I think he was one of the greatest assets Overwatch had, and Aaron Keller took over as lead director. Let's check out what the Overwatch website has to say to us about Overwatch. A new adventure awaits. The biggest content drop to date, and all new ways to play. Okay. We got some seasonal events, summer games going on. Overwatch 2 coming to Steam, which we discussed. Just a bunch of news showing off the heroes. Are they moving with my mouse? They are slightly moving with my mouse. Let's take a look at the heroes. Overwatch has a lot of iconic characters. I think Reaper is a badass myself. They're showcasing the holy trinity of the game, the tank, the damage, and the support. I personally rank them by fun, less fun, less fun, but they're all still fun. Right now we are in season 5. Here's their esports stuff. We have the Overwatch League, Overwatch World Cup, Overwatch released comics, graphic novels, a bunch of merchandise. Lego did stuff with them too. Actually, I want to see these. Lego made characters. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, I want Winston. These are super. Look at Hanzo. Hanzo's adorable. Okay, back to their website. Here's their comics and short stories. I'm going to pull up one of my favorites. Where are you? Dragons. If you guys have not seen this one, do it. I'm actually going to watch it because why not? Oh, yeah, it's so good. Oh, here we go. All right. The production in this blew my mind when I first saw it. Instantly became one of my favorite videos. I always found it fascinating that Hanzo disables humans and kills the Omnic, which is true to his character. Genji's such a badass. Who doesn't want to be a robot ninja? This is my favorite part. It's so badass. They got to make a whole video on this, a whole movie. If you haven't seen these, do yourself a favor, go watch these. It came out, what's the math on that? 4, 6, 3, 7 years ago? That blows my mind. This came out 7 years ago. All right, I did see some music. I want to go see what they have here. And the playlist does not exist, so they no longer exist here. On Spotify, maybe? All right, at least they exist on Spotify. Okay, it's not a lot, though. Cool. All right, this is what I'm down with right here, the artwork. I wish I knew who was doing this artwork. I always like to give credit to the actual artist, Moira. And what we have here is the biggest hitbox in video games, Sombra. Yeah, there's nothing cooler than a robot ninja. I mean, what else is there? I love this artwork though. Jeez, they're good. What's so great is every one of these characters is iconic to me. I don't know if it's because I played this game so much or what, but I love all these characters. How can a video game that has no campaign give me so much depth in these characters? Blizzard did an excellent job on this. They actually did. The game launched with a lot of hype. Everybody loved it. You got 91, 90, 91. Maybe the Switch people were pissed. Many outlets listed Overwatch as one of the best video games of all time. A Game Informer poll put it at 29th, and people said it was inclusive and positive. Well, later, nope. It became very toxic. In 2022, Blizzard counted 60 million players lifetime. Sheesh. It's a lot. Overwatch is currently tied with The Witcher 3 at number 9 in most sold video games of all time. That makes me happy, actually. I love Overwatch. Overwatch is a game I always go back to. Speaking of which, I'm going to go play it now. Thanks for watching, and go play Overwatch.